Oh, and I need to like hide all of those things. Is that Yeah, okay, well so it's live, but it's still Streamlabs is pulling in all of the alerts and things from
Yes.
my current thing, so let's just hide those, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like reads yours instead of
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just hide all that stuff. It'll be great. It'll be great. And then let me click on this alert box thing so we get the right alert boxes going on here. Do we have a game yet? No, we're still waiting for that. Actually, while we're here, let's pull this up. Okay.
hey.
Hello, Melody. What? What's going on?
Well, if Bliss and Melody are playing, then we can hop into that.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Basically, find something, grab something.
Yeah. Sounds reasonable.
You're up on the B stream?
Should be.
I am not
Let me
seeing
refresh.
it yet, but I will refresh. Oh, there it is.
Cool.
Yeah, I just needed a refresh.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Wait and see. So are is it Melody and Blisk getting ready to start? Is that the? Let me check the. Oh, you knocked reality out. Look at that. I'm like looking at the rest of the bracket. Veritas. Yeah. Okay. Eggs versus Indica. Sounds reasonable. That one's gonna be a best of one. There's that still.
Oh, cool. Let's hop in there.
Oh wait, looks like Eggs Melody just finished. Looks like when I'm looking online, it's showing Eggs Vindica. Yeah, there we go. So it's round 8.
Oh no, Art versus Azuna is having tech problems too.
Oh no.
Yeah, so my game versus reality, I anticipated a cannon war and declined cannon war.
Uh-huh.
So I just opened gate and defended cannons.
Nice. I mean, that's just legit way to do it.
So we mind game each other a good bit in tournaments.
Let me make sure that you're in here too. Player is already in a matchmaking queue. Wait, you're in a lobby. Wait, I'm in a lobby with Vindica. Who are you in a lobby with?
Eggs.
Okay, I'll quit mine and join yours.
So they both made one, and
Yeah.
then we
Yeah,
got
you're
invites
shooting
from
into
the
that.
one.
Yeah, that's actually really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you? I'll just join your join game. Okay.
Excellent.
And all is right with the world.
Yes.
I just I don't have a stream delay, but presumably our players are honorable
Yeah.
enough
It's not necessary for the
in-house.
team house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
the admins watch, and we trust everyone.
So I don't know too much about either of these players. Do you know much? Can you speak to Eggs or Vindica? Play styles?
Sure.
If not, I can just make up some stuff.
I can tell you that Eggs is generally a macro player, though this is speaking from the experience of having... Oh, no.
Looks like game is kind
Hello?
of... I'm still here. Can you hear me?
My game crashed.
Well, okay. Well, there's no delay, so I guess you can watch the stream, just mute it. Okay,
Yeah,
I guess you
that's
probably
true.
don't even need to mute it, technically, because, yeah. Yeah, the game is still sitting there waiting for you. I'm sure you'll drop
Yeah.
out soon enough.
Okay. RIP. In any case...
Difficulty-free stream.
Ah! Oh man, everything's bugged today.
It's just one of those days.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you hear my heater going on right now? Do I need to go turn that down?
I don't hear it.
Okay, wonderful.
Eggs is generally a macro player,
Okay.
though this is speaking from the experience as a cannon rusher, so...
Yeah, we'll see what his ZBT is.
Yeah. And then Vindicta is also a macro player,
Okay.
for the most part. He's been known to throw in the proxy Raxes on occasion, but I think he made a name for himself off of getting up to 4 bases, adding in ghosts, and nuking people.
Alright, I can get behind that. Gonna get those fun units in there.
Yeah. So, like, he plays all the standard things, and then gets somewhere, and then it's not standard anymore.
I've seen some really interesting TDZ ghost openings recently.
Okay.
With like, I mean,
Yeah.
I have no idea if Vindicta's going to do it, but yeah, but basically they're just getting those early ghosts, getting some snipes, because ghosts going to do that.
Yeah,
bonusing
Ghost
snipe.
Hellbat is definitely a thing. I've not seen Vindicta specifically do it, but I do know that it is a build that circulates our Terrans at the higher level.
Yep.
So one of them may have encouraged him to go for it. Who knows?
We're still waiting for the game to start. This is
I apologize.
That's totally fine. I mean, at this point, my game, I guess, could have crashed. I don't know. It's not indicating that on any way, but...
No, generally speaking, when one person crashes in the loading process, it gets hung up on the constantly waiting for that one person that crashed, and then it can't resolve itself until eventually it
Yeah.
does, somehow.
Alright.
Sometimes this is resolved by a player leaving. that doesn't actually have a disconnect.
Oh, I guess I'm not a referee, so I can't talk to the players. Well, they're discussing whether or not we need to re. Looks like they're playing it out though. So, oh, well, okay, cool. Yeah, let's go to the score screen. We'll try that.
They can't hear you.
Correct. That was the. I was like, I realized I was an observer instead of a referee, so I couldn't get on there.
Are you able to hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, then I'm not going to touch my Discord because it apparently is acting weird. But if you can hear me, then... oh, just let it be.
Okay. I'll try to pull you back in here. All right. Take two. What color do you typically like to play as?
Yellow.
Yellow? Interesting. I'm a green fan, for sure.
I noticed.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody, I mean, I'm sure that some people do, but I wonder if there's any like strategy like, oh yeah, on this map, if I'm playing on, Eternal Empire, I want to go yellow because that blends in with the map, like something silly.
I know Starkiller favors teal, and I imagine teal blends in with the mineral patches better
That makes sense.
on the minimap.
Yeah.
So,
Well-
like in a base trade scenario.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know if that's why he favors teal.
That makes sense. Well, in any case, we do have our game underway at this point. Starting in the bottom right corner, we have our red Terran, Vindicta. And in the top left, we have our yellow Zerg player, Eggs. We talked about this a little bit before, but we're expecting kind of a macro game out of these two players. Yeah.
Yeah, especially seeing that Vindicta has not proxied.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the only cheese between the two that I would say has some chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that hatch first going down, pool's coming down now. Everything looks pretty standard, pretty textbook.
Well, I guess I should say a non-marginal chance.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Oh.
SCV is starting to walk across the map now. This Overlord, does it see it? The Overlord
I mean,
does
it's
get
just a
the sight.
scouting SCV. It's
Oh, okay,
like
yeah,
normal timing for...
Totally. I saw the two walking down the ramp at the same time.
Yeah, it looked a little fun. I had the same, like, wait, there's two of them going. And I was like, oh no, he's just building the CC. What am I doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Neither of us play Terran, so you know.
Whoa, what's the timing? Yeah, this is we probably are the most ill-equipped casters to be casting this game.
It could be worse. At least there's some casting experience. So
That's true. That's true.
uh,
Yeah, no, pretty standard macro game. The Reaper's getting over the Zerg space just about now. Queen, number
you wanted
one.
to block the third, but I think it was taken a little bit on the early side. So good of eggs to get that down before the Reaper can actually start denying that.
Yeah. Good micro by both players. Eggs keeping the Lings alive, but making sure that the Reaper doesn't get in. Now with the Queen out, shouldn't be able to do anything at all. Okay, so first kind of decision here, got the reactor factory, so we're gonna see probably some Hellions coming out, yeah. I think everything looks pretty normal. We look at the worker counts, you know, right about where we would expect. I think maybe we could see a few more drones squeezed out, but perhaps not.
He's definitely trying to drive his queen production up a little
Yeah.
bit. So he should it's kind of one of those I don't know, stylistic things.
Totally. Well, the queens should help him not take any damage from these, you know.
Right,
and-
like there's queen defense, and then there's like
yeah.
other. Well, it seems like he's just stopping at 4 or 5 or 6. 6 is pretty normal.
So we do see Cloak coming out for these Banshees. So that'll be interesting to see if Eggs gets up any spores in time. He's not working on Lair, right? So he won't have any Overseers.
Hellion Banshee is a very like common.
There we go. Spores starting in the main. Yeah, no, I think you're right. It's a very common opening, so he should be ready for it. But
Right.
again, just the one, he'll probably have to run all of the workers from that third.
Yeah, something to that effect. Moving the
Surprise-
creep tumors onto the high ground is going to be nice. The Banshee's coming over to the third. Spore Caller's just now starting. So this is less than ideal for eggs, but his queens are there, so the cloak is forced. But this opens up the Hellions on the other side to start clearing some creep.
Yeah, you just be careful with those, not get surrounded by these wings. But yeah, he's doing the right thing there. Just pulling and pushing. Left Cloak on that one Beiji that's patrolling over there, so it's gonna slowly lose all of its energy.
Oh, a little unfortunate.
Yeah. Wings.
But Lings are actually moving up the center now. And he does have a wall. It is complete, but there's not much behind it at the moment. It's just a couple of Marines.
Yeah.
Oh, they turned around.
Okay. I'd like to see the other Banshee come over and help this one in the middle, but I guess it is out of energy, so. The Spore just on the edge of the range to not be able to see that Banshee. Probably very intentional by our Terran player Vindicta.
Denying creep tumors is always nice. The fourth is going up, sort of.
So, yeah, I was gonna say, there's the asterisk next to that.
Yeah. It wants to go up. I don't believe it can at the moment.
Yeah, is he
Cancel?
actually gonna lose it? Yeah, he might just. Okay, there's the cancel. Restart.
Remake. Okay.
We do have a Baneling's Nest coming down from eggs, so we'll see if all the Zerglings on the other side start turning into little eggs. And if
How
so,
is
what
he
can I do?
planning on pushing that Banshee away?
Yeah, I don't know. Queens are slowly walking
okay.
over there. No.
He does have a Overseer coming with the queens too,
Well, that-
so
that Banshee's got 2 energy anyway, so. A little bit of scuffle here. Those Marines pushing the Lings away on the right side. The Banshee's actually going to go down, not even get shoot away.
Yeah, I think he was looking somewhere else, like the center push coming up towards the, I guess, 4th. And that's going to also have to be cancelled.
Ling run
But
by
the
over.
Lings are getting, sort of, not really.
Yeah, it looks like no. We got maybe
Well, they
2,
cleaned up the
3.
Marines that were here, so this is not bad.
Losing a few, 4, maybe a 5th. No, just 4. With the fight in the middle, a lot of stuff, but a good pickup by Vindicta to save some of those Marines. So his Baneling's not going to connect and kill everything. Spire coming down from eggs, so that'll be the transition. Ling Bling Muta, which should go pretty. Should go toe to toe with Marine Tank. It all depends on the engagements.
I don't know.
How they come in contact with each other. Wrapping around with the Lings here, and those tanks don't have a lot of. Oh, actually, he's just gonna run by. Okay. Yeah, pick up the units streaming across the map. Interesting to see, is Vindicta going to pick him and go home? Yeah, he's got to run back here. We do have a bunch of Marines here that should be able to hold this. But I'd like to see some repairs. I guess that's unnecessary.
So, my feeling about Lingbane Muta is that it's more gas intensive than Lingbane Hydra. That's my sentiment anyhow. It may not necessarily be true, but it feels that way to me.
For sure.
And I feel like with the 4th being delayed so long, gas might be a commodity. I'm not certain. I'm not like an expert on Zerg economy. I suppose he did get his 3 bases all on time, so like his first 6 gases are gonna be like they've been cooking for some time, you know.
He did bank up quite a bit of gas. So he's able to start up 5 mutas, which is the number that you want to be able to start one-shotting those workers. He's getting +1 melee as well. +2 melee, excuse me. He already has +2 carapace. So those Lings are going to start doing even more damage. Let's see how these roly-polies do. Okay. Waiting for the Terran to overextend. Oh. Be careful.
This is a nice little corridor he's found for his tanks and Marines. 4th base is done for the Terran. It still or just about still has to move on to location.
Yeah. A lot of Marines streaming across right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna join up or find the other attack path. I'm not sure.
Okay, those Lings wrap around and hit those tanks, but some of the Marines that were already here. Ow, our Terranplay getting a little bit surrounded here. There's still plenty of Banes. Well, okay, good focus fire could kill the Banes. So now there's only 2 left, 1 maybe. And there's plenty of Marines, so as long as Vindicta can do a good job of holding on and canceling.
Lost a lot of mutas right there.
Yeah. Oh, and the Liberator's
the Liberator's sieging on the Banelings.
Good splits. That's a lot of Banelings.
Oh, but suddenly the anti-air is looking rather... Oh, just kidding. There's more coming over.
From the other side. And that's going to be the game. That was a really, really close push there. If there had been like 1 or 2 more kind of pokes and pulls, like re-engage kind of things, I think Eggs might have been able to hold it out. But
yeah, I think Vindicta did a really good job controlling the tempo of the game and just delaying that 4th base for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you're totally right with the delayed gas kind of kept those higher tech units from coming out. So that was game 1. We'll wait for game 2. Should be getting an invite soon. There we go. Pulled in here as well. Oops. Okay. We'll see how this next game goes. I have to remember, I think it's Control W gives it to the first player. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. Control
I
1.
think you're
That's
looking
this.
for yeah.
Yeah, there we go. W hides the entire overlay.
And then you probably also want to Control Shift 3.
Yes, to show that it is a best of 3. Alright, well, it looks like so far, I mean, pretty standard, same openings. I mean, we're only 30 seconds into the game, so not too much time for deviation, unless we just saw, no drones being produced or something. Or
Yeah, there's no SCVs going out across the map, so
Yep.
same old, same old.
Hatch going down, and Rax is a little over halfway done. So should see what's coming down the pipe soon. Man, so I was trying to do the clicking the aim booster, and again, I think I mentioned this to you in chat. I was just kind of floored, and I was like, all right, cool, I hit 30 seconds. Then I look, and H-Jax is at 2 minutes, and Zuno is at like 3 minutes. Oh man.
Well, that's why it's divided by
there at the top, and by division.
Yeah. There's like Diamonds, Masters, Grandmasters, GM, Dragons. And then there's the nerd group.
Exactly, yeah. Estrella and H-Jax. Very entertaining stuff.
Yeah. It's actually really funny. It's like there's this community of like Osu, aim booster, typewriter players.
Mm-hmm.
There's this community of anime. And, like, for some reason, there's a lot of overlap between these two communities.
Interesting. Yeah, I was talking to H-Jax quite a bit about some anime stuff the other day.
Okay.
I'm a fan as well, although I think looking at he has a list of, the shows that he's, like, up to date on. I come nowhere near his preparation for anime discussions, I guess, is the way to put it. Alright, looks like the exact same opening coming out of our Terran player. Everything's, right on time. And pretty similar for the Zerg. Again, actually we have a layer coming down a little bit faster this game, if I recall.
Oh, this is quite fast. This is like...
we're gonna see a Nidus worm or something, or...
Yeah, I'm thinking Roach Nidus.
Yeah. This one Overlord needs to get out there, because that's gonna be his ticket in. Steve the Marine trying to, earn his daily salary.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Steve is not strong enough to kill the flying moon cow of eggs.
I haven't heard that one before.
I mean, it's just a little flying moon cow. It's just like, whoa. It's the sound they make when you click on it. Hold on. I'm not getting much audio from that, but make kind of like mooing noises. Makes sense. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
No, it makes plenty of sense. I've just never heard that before.
All right, a little bit of damage on this. Oh, go ahead.
They're definitely balloons.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Little balloon animals. Little crab hands
All
too.
right.
All right. So a little bit of damage on the hatcher. That's not too big. That's going to heal up.
Looks like he's opted for the Spire instead. So, or I guess that was really his plan all along, to just get a fast base Spire.
Yeah. I'm
But
surprised
the
if
free
he's-
gas was what? I thought he was going to take his fourth gas a little bit sooner if he wanted his fire, but I don't. Again, don't feel certain.
Yeah, he started the layer and he only had one gas at the time, so he's not going to have as much of a bank. I mean, this layer's going to finish, and I mean he's got enough for 7 mutas, so I guess it's all right little timing.
This is cute. Nice little auto
yeah.
turret with Hellions.
Yep.
Also acting like a force field almost.
And using a little grenade to help bounce those things off. Right now, though, I don't see a whole lot of stuff that shoots up from our Terran player. I mean, he's got 3 Marines and 1 Raven, question mark, against the 7.
Well, this opener that he's gone for definitely allows him to push creep very easily, but like you said, there's nothing for the mutas here.
Yeah, and those mutas going to pick up that Raven. It didn't even have enough energy to throw down a turret before it died. And they're gonna come over here, and yeah, there's 9 Marines now, and he's starting to throw down some missile turrets, but there are as many mutas as there are Marines.
Yeah.
These mutas are just gonna, apparently get shooed away a little bit. Stim is done, which is good for the Terran player.
Yeah, there's missile turrets at least in all the mineral lines, and he's not yet. He's trying to get another one up for the production, but that's a little bit difficult with the mutas circling over that.
Yeah, we get +1 attack coming from the mutas as well as a couple more coming down. And those buildings are actually kind of acting like an interesting barrier, helping eggs, right? Eggs is just flying in circles around, and the Marines can't quite shoot, so he's getting all of these add-ons for free. A little bit of health, but mutas regenerate quite fast.
He's noticed that the Lings backed off, so he brought his tanks closer to his Marines, so that he only has like 1 point to defend instead of 2 points to defend.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of Lings at the front.
Yeah, but they haven't gone in yet. Well, lifting the CC I think is very dangerous. I can see those Lings just making a dive for it as soon as they...
Yes,
okay.
Okay. It looks like everything
Opportunity lost a little bit there, but...
medevac, though, coming out here. And these... we got a little bit of an engage here.
Okay. He's cleared the Lings, so the frontal threat is removed, and it's just about these mutas harassing. But he has missile turrets in all the key locations now, so he can actually leave his base, go out with these Marines and 2 tanks.
That's exactly what he's doing, starting to clear up the creep here. And at this point, those mutas, the rally kind of messed up here. The mutas doing the exact same to the Terran player, picking off the rallied Marines, but all these drones starting to get over at 9, 10. I expect to see a couple more here. Oh, these Marines are starting to get pretty red. Yeah, a little overstimmed there, I think.
We're looking at the exact same issue.
Yeah. Is it, it's not L, is it Control L? Shift L? There we go, Shift L. So we look at that, yeah, we've lost 32 Marines so far. 11 mutas have gone down, though. It's actually a lot more than I thought, considering the mutalist count is still up at 13.
Well, he got a lot of the mutas that were trying to join the flock. But the main flock was staying alive at picking off the rally.
Yep. Just trying to get in, pick off some damage with the 2 missile turrets. They're going to bounce them. Flying up into the main. Oh! Ouch! Okay. That hurt a little bit.
Okay.
There was only 2 mutas.
They're all bruised, though, so they have to be really careful about where they fly. Oh, well, as I say that.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how he kind of transitions here. He's got a lot of these mutalisks. He's getting the roly-poly speed, and he's got a bunch of Lings there. Oh, I completely missed this run by in the natural here. Picking off 5 workers and a few Marines, but that will get cleaned up. I'm surprised that this one Overlord at the front is still alive. The medevacs and Marines streaming past it constantly. Looks like he's going to try to do a kind of multi-pronged attack here. Ling's coming up from the left while the Muta's, well, okay, pushing and pulling. No commitment yet from our Zerg player. He's going to fly these Mutas right over the Marines. Got to be careful with that. Okay. Gets the stem and then backs off. The roly-polies. Ooh, that was a big hit from that Widow Mine. Taking out quite a few Banelings there. But if we look at the main of Vindicta, like that run by that was sitting on the left for a while is cleaned up 7, 8, 9, 10 SCVs and is on top of the production here. Kind of
pulling back his entire army, which is understandable.
Yeah.
I like that he switched over to mine production instead of making more tanks.
Yeah, I think the mine's going to be a lot better against the Ling Bane. I did learn the other day that before the fight even started, losing a mine and won almost a second medevac there. Very red medevac. Again, I'm looking at this other run by that's going to come up. Yeah. Always got to be careful with these units, though. All right. Well, here's the second run by in the main. Killing all the workers. I think this is, the Terran player kind of has to go. He can't afford to walk home. We've already lost 10 workers again, and Ling's running down to the third. He's going to have no economy soon. Look at the worker count. It's 64 for our Zerg player to the 30, 29 of our Terran. And I think Eggs is just slowly, poking him in just all the right places, keeping him down while he, protects his own base. Good splits. But I think all of these Mutas and Banes cleaning up. The Mutas are all red from that one mine shot, but at this point there's just too many workers have been lost. We're at 19 workers for the Terran to the 64 of the Zerg.
Okay.
All our Zerg player needs to do, he's almost double the supply. He just needs to sit here macro for just a few moments, and then just be able to steamroll. So as long as he can survive here, some good splits, some really nice mine connections, and it could bring him back. He's getting wrapped around a little bit. Mine connections are okay, but it's not quite enough. If we'd had like 1 or 2 more mines, maybe we would have been able to kill all those Mutas, but I think that the first run by just kind of cascaded into the second, into the third.
Yeah, I think both of these games, it's been about who can control the early mid game faster.
Yeah.
So like game 1 we saw Vindicta delay the expansion so long, and it just like there wasn't a whole lot that Eggs could do from that position. Like he was able to fight back and get some damage here and there, but for the most part it was just this constant push from Vindicta that was dealing far more damage. In this game, he gets his Mutas out much faster and just harasses and the Mutas on their own didn't do a whole lot, but they opened up this run by, and then he just keeps hitting him over the head with the same run by.
Well, yeah, and I wonder if the slight changes made, he went Spire both games, but the second game, like you said, the Spire was so much faster, and I think probably the bigger thing than, pulling the attention of the Terran and letting a run by happen is that he kept the Terran in the Terran's base, right? The Terran player couldn't go across the map to attack him, which allowed Eggs to build up his economy and like get more units.
For sure.
The first game, Vindicta, was the aggressor and kind of kept Eggs on the back foot. All right. So we are now at a 1-1 in our best of 3 here. Each player has taken a game. And we'll see what these players do. Oh, we do see that SCV walking across the map. I think we're going to see the proxy racks that you talked about before the series. The little SCV boys waddling and rolling. Where is he going to place him? Behind the grass here. This is where it's going to happen.
We'll have to see if it's one rack or if it's 2 racks or 3 racks. But a nice little hug in the middle.
Aww, that's so cute. I did forget, I should have started this game off. For those of you just now joining us, we do have in the bottom right, spawning as our red Terran player, Vindicta, with a little bit of a cheesy rack strategy. Top left, completely unaware of what is happening right now, we have our yellow Zerg player, Eggs.
He did change his Overlord path to look for it. I don't think he'll see it just yet, though.
Yeah, I'm following Eggs' view, and that Overlord's not quite gonna see it.
No, why did it
turn? Oh no!
No!
If we look, that is just at the edge. So he does not know. We'll see if he sees this other SCV, but I mean, this is, this is the regular scout time SCV.
Yeah.
I think Eggs is going to get caught with his pants down around his ankles here.
Yeah, this looks like it's Marines into Reaper behind, possibly.
He does have the gas, that's what I would expect as well.
Yeah. Bunker is starting at the... It's still out of vision. Oh, man.
Yeah. Now that Overlord does see the Marine and the SCV, so the drone pull is happening.
Yeah, there be some alarms ringing.
So, there's now the Reapers are finally starting up.
SCV does tuck itself into the safe pocket against the wall.
That was very, very smart of that SCV.
Yes, that SCV went to Maru school and learned some things.
Yeah, so I think looking at this, Eggs is just going to concede this base, I think. Obviously making the spine on the high ground, buying some time, not trying to send drones down there or pull drones to save it. I think that the hope is that he can squeeze this this queen out and get as many things off the larva as possible. Worker count is actually the same with the Terran player actually in the lead here. So I think
he's actually bringing the spine collar down, so I think he wants
to try to bust it.
Bust for it. Drone's coming as well. It's kind of do or die in this scenario now.
Yeah, I don't like that spine location. He's taking away surface area.
Yeah, I agree. It is 1 or 2 hexes too far forward, but
looks like he is going to be able to use the hole.
Be okay.
Yeah, I mean, with those 2 queens there, they both have enough energy to get them transfuses. He actually, he has held. Economy a little bit bruised here, but he didn't lose the hatch, which is very important.
Yeah, he was down to 12 workers for a second. His larva just popped, so, or started, I'm not sure which. In any case,
yeah, what's interesting though is
he's got 16.
Yeah, he's gone back into making ling production. Okay, here's some more drones. Maybe just a few more lings in case he saw those Marines shooting down his Overlord and he had to position it, so he's now going to go try to find these barracks. And he has found it, but Reaper's going to pop
They'd
out.
Be flying now. And 2 Reapers are going to be annoying, but I don't think they'll get too much with the spine already there.
They shouldn't. And the Queens, 1 in each base already. I think you're right on that.
I guess they could delay a 3rd if they wanted, but they seem to be backing off for now.
I mean, speed is coming along. It'll be done soon. This barracks giving its life to get some information here. Will it see the lair, though, is the question. I'm going to take a look at Vindicta's view.
It has a lot of health.
It has a lot of health. It's floating in there. I'm watching. He's not clicking on it and looking yet. His eyes, there it is. Okay, so he does confirm. He does see it. And yeah, barracks is... I learned something interesting, though, actually. A barracks, besides an engineering bay and a supply depot, has, I think, the lowest HP of the Terran structures. That includes a Ghost Academy. Like, a Ghost Academy has more health, which I did not realize, but discovered when I watched a bunch of Banelings try to slam into a Ghost Academy and not kill it.
Okay. Well, I think similarly gateways are fairly low as well.
Yeah, that's true. I think, and spawning pools. So I think it is a balanced thing. I remember being surprised. If you had asked me before today, what has more health? Yeah, I would not have known. I would have assumed that the tech structure of the Ghost Academy would have had less. All right. Well, these Hellbats and these Marines.
This is a cute follow-up.
Yeah, getting a fair bit of damage done here, actually. The Hellbats clear all of the Lings up. The Marines do the damage to kill. It's fine, and there's just not enough units here. I mean, this Nidus is going to finish, but we only have.
I mean, what do you put in it?
Yeah. We've got a total of 4 roaches with 5 more coming, but he can't send those across the map, otherwise he's going to lose this base.
I mean, he can't even afford a head right now. Okay, he does route this. It's gonna move to the main and roast some more drones.
Yeah. 5, 6. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't get that 6th drone. The red one's sitting there, ready to die.
He's trying to get the Nidus head up, but it falls almost immediately.
Yeah,
or right before, I should say.
Yeah. I think it's the right call. I mean, nothing was loaded into it, but I think it's the right call not to have anything pop out, because you're just going to lose that 1 or 2 roach that comes out.
Yeah,
everything has been cleared up in the Zerg base, but the Zerg is down right now. 12 workers, 23 to 30, well now 13 to 36. Roach is slowly streaming across.
This looks very good for Vindicta. He just has to hold this, and then he's in a fantastic position. Now, how he holds this, I'm not 100% sure, because while he is getting Marauders, he doesn't have... Oh, he has a tank almost done. So, with the Viking, the bunker... does he have stim? I think so, yeah.
He does have stim. I'm seeing how fast those Marauders are wiggling their little booties.
Alrighty, so Ravagers are going to try and bust this one more time, but they're being jumped on before they can complete their morph, and I think Vindicta's done it.
Yeah, GG. Vindictive takes the series. Now, Eggs will continue. He will drop down to the loser's bracket. And is it still best of 1 in the loser's bracket?
Loser's bracket is best of 1 until the loser's finals.
Okay, cool. So, good game by both of our players here. Vindicta taking it. And let's see what other matches we have in the pipeline here. Looks like the mainstream is covering Masa versus Rodzen. C-stream is on Cuddlebear and Antis. Looks like HX is... Oh wait, here we go. Chat. Maybe we can climb into that game.
Okay.
I just saw him climb into a custom game here.
Who is it?
HX versus Stratos. Looks like the other winners bracket games are either completed or already being streamed, so I'm jumping down into the losers bracket. Oh, interesting. Oh, looks like they just started the game. We were one minute off. That's fine. Yeah, rip. If we can find
maybe Egg versus Exo Striker then.
Yeah. So I finally had to part ways with my 2014 Black Widow keyboard the other night. By the other night, I mean Thursday night. Yeah.
What happened?
I knocked a beer over, and
oh no.
Well, so here's the thing: not that much beer spilled, right? And I immediately, popped the keys off, wiped everything up. Everything seemed fine. And it was towards the end of my stream, right? It was getting late. Mm-hmm. And I got ready. I played one more game after, and then as I was signing off, I realized that my D key was no longer functioning, which, to be fair, is not the worst key. It's not my A key or S or anything like that. I was
I
like, all right,
mean,
well, no Dark Templar, no.
how do you make immortals? What key is your immortals bound to?
I believe my immortals are actually bound to E, so I've got
Okay.
things up on the top row there. Um, so
A lot of people that move their immortal key often end up placing it on D for some
D.
reason.
Yeah. It's better than having to reach across and hit the I.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, I think I've been thinking about my hotkeys, and because I don't use the D key for that much, I was actually thinking about reassigning patrol to D. Because right now I still have it on P just because I'm bad and don't patrol often enough, and when I do patrol, I just reach across the keyboard.
Oh gosh.
I'm not patrol splitting or anything like that. Yeah, it's like, all right, this unit just needs to sit here, so just quickly move the hand and then use my pinky to realign. Okay, so yeah, we're still waiting on a game. Perhaps the eggs one. Have they climbed in yet? Exo Striker looks like he's still available. See if that's going. If not, we've got also Rosden just dropped down and is going to be playing against ROG Fire. A couple different potential games in the losers bracket.
I think both Arog Fire and Exo Striker are like younger players, but like of that GM caliber, like high GM caliber. So I think I'm not sure. One is definitely more accomplished than the other, but I can't remember which.
Well, here we can take a look at the profiles real quick. Looks like Exo Striker Masters achieved once.
Well, I think they're both EU, so.
Okay, that would make sense.
So you might not find much data on this server.
Yeah, it looks like Eggs has hit GM twice.
Eggs is like.
Yeah.
So Eggs is like pretty high up there.
So I messaged HJax right as he was saying that he was climbing into the game. And he just got back and was like, "Oh, I don't want to stream because I'm watching Print F right now." I was like, "Oh no, I meant we wanted to watch your game." I'll tell him you're welcome to join us though. All right. Well, still waiting for a game to climb into. Dick has been in a custom game for 40 minutes? Wait, is that... that's interesting. I wonder if that's actually a game or if he's like watching something else.
I don't know.
So we can take a look at Masa. No, Masa's not in game, so that's not their game. I was gonna say that's a crazy semifinals, 40 minutes in. Yeah. Looks like Mainstream is also looking for a game. Looks like C-Stream is the only one currently covering something. I'm just looking right now at the bracket. go.
Oh, Nightshade.
Yep. I'll pull you in here. Oh, you're already in with that. And we got in on this one, beating out the A stream.
I think they're looking to stay in the upper bracket.
That does make sense, yeah. And there should be a game in the upper bracket pretty soon here, as soon as C-Stream finishes. Plus, there's also the Masa Vindicta game. That one gets oh, it looks like Vindicta is now in game. So I'm guessing the A-Stream is probably on that one.
Alrighty.
All right, PBZ. Finally getting some Protoss love in here.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Nightshade, just as a map in general, as a Protoss player?
Taking a third is difficult, but that applies to both sides, right? So, I think 2 base timing is probably the, or like a pressure build on 2 base is something that, you know, I think playing a passive game to take your third is not the way to play this.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, I think we should start by talking about this this 12 pool coming down from our Yellow Zerg player. Let me get these introductions underway. Our Yellow Zerg player opening up with very fast pool is our Zerg Eggs. And in the top left, we do have the Protoss player. We'll see how quickly he can figure out what's coming towards him. The teal Protoss player, Exo Striker.
Yes, and I would even say that this is probably the best map in the pool for 12 pool. So, not just like our experience as cannon rushers saying that it's hard to hold the 12 pool here with cannons, but also the wall is really awkward to set up, and it's really short. So, like, oftentimes there is one of these buildings has more surface area than otherwise. So it's gonna be on Exo Striker to defend this cleanly, and this drone wants to block the wall or something, but I think it's
Yep. Now he could cancel that and drop the Evo chamber. No need to do that quite yet, though. These lings are coming across. Yeah, and I think this Zealot should be out in time. Not even needing to chrono boost it.
I don't know about that.
Well, okay. Spatial awareness, not quite. Oh, it should have.
Yes, he should have needed the chrono. He should have been able to get the lead in. A little bit of missed opportunity. I like that he tucked his cybernetics core in the pocket here. The most important structure being put away, but there's a lot of lings. He does have 2 zealots now, and
this game is starting to get kind of low on health. And the zealot getting caught out of position. Not great. So the ling is going to get in and be able to get that scout.
There is a shield battery down at least, so with the lings chasing the other zealot, it will die, but they are now so far out of position. The queen has been queued up, and more lings are.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, like these things are going to come up here, and that adept has to stay in the hole, I guess.
I don't think the queen will get out, actually.
I think you're right. Well, okay, unless that happens. Oh my goodness.
I say these things, and they just have
2 more side blades, right? Whew. Exo Striker playing very, very, I guess on the edge, on the cusp of what should be.
He's
occurring.
like surviving, and he's not taking any
he
serious
hasn't
damage.
taken any damage. Yeah, I mean, if we look at the units tab, our Protoss player is 23 probes to the 24 drones. And that gateway did survive.
I mean, behind this, Eggs has his speed on the way. He has his third base. He's starting his spore crawlers. So like he'll be ready for this Oracle, and the Protoss Natural is only now starting. So it's been delayed quite some time.
Yeah, so definitely a little bit of damage through that for sure.
I would say the economy for Protoss, worker-wise, is not too bad.
Yeah, we're at 25 to the 30 of the Zerg. Now this Oracle
he has a sizable adept count, so he could pressure with his adepts at some point, maybe in combination with 1 or 2 Oracles. And that would be annoying. He's going to go ahead and get a Robo. This is feeling like he might do move out with a Modal Sentry or something in that vein. He's only on the... Oh, he does have a second one. Don't know where it...
The 2 Oracles are together.
Yeah.
Playing around.
Oh. What's this? A TC. I don't know where Exo Striker wants to take this game, actually.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. I mean, he has a lot of adepts, so maybe he's going to go for some sort of glaive adept push with, you know, a prism for warping in.
Okay.
That's one thing that I could see.
It's conceivable, except I feel like if he were going to do that, he wouldn't have taken these 2 gases.
Yeah, and he probably would have gone for the prism before the observer, so...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, prism's coming out now, but again, that's a lot of gas. Okay, there we go, Twilight Council. That makes sense as to what all the gas is going to be used for.
Okay, so Archons, and then... Does he want charge with this? Question mark?
Possibly. You know, it could just be the Twilight Council was there simply to...
He has... Oh, he's only on 4 gateways. Yeah?
Correct, at this point.
Okay, so just the Archons, and he's now going to take his third with the Sentry Adept.
Defending. Well, he's got to be careful. He's letting those wings... Okay, there we go. Shooing them away now. Observer rolling in here.
Oh, this is nice. He has his 2 Oracles with the Prism, so that he doesn't have to worry about Ling chewing on them as they're morphing.
Yeah, certainly strong.
And he may be able to get some extra damage with the combination of these units.
Yeah, if the Queens are focusing on the Archons, then the Oracles might be able to turn on their pew beams. He's gonna start going. Oh, Prism going down. But he cleans up all of those
Well, he clears
Hydras.
all the Hydras.
Yeah.
So while this was costly, at least it got something. Made the most of awkward situation, really.
Yeah, Zerg player is, he lost 9 Hydras there. Not a number that you want to see, at a cost of, I guess, 2 Archons, 2 Oracles, and a Warp Prism. But it's really the larva, I think, that's the big thing. Warp base coming down. Creep spread starting to make its way out.
I think it's still more costly for Exo Striker because the gas is pretty intensive.
Yeah.
But at least it wasn't like free.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Could have been significantly worse for both players. If the Hydras had been able to snipe the Prism while the Archons were in there, that would have been devastating. But on the flip side, if some juggling had occurred and nothing had died, it goes back the other way. So some Banes morphing in the top here, but a Probe. Oh my gosh, is this Probe going to see it? Probe does not see the morphing Banelings.
It still triggers the army to move over.
Yeah.
they have to defend the probe. So it's something. He's not fully aware of what's trying to be set up over there, but
these Banes could roll in here and just kill that Nexus outright if they wanted to. I think it might be better to hold on.
I feel like this game is slowly edging in Egg's favor.
Yeah, well, I mean, we look at the supply here. We typically see Zergs ahead, but being ahead 40 supply is a substantial amount.
Yeah.
Especially when, you know...
His storm isn't done yet. He has the High Templar accruing energy, but, oh boy.
Oh, and then at the top, these Banelings trying to waddle in. We'll see how many workers they can kill while this engagement's going on. The army is rolling over here, but the probes have not been pulled. Okay, we got 7 workers. 9. Oh, and a big fight. A bunch of those Banelings running into the Archons, which is kind of what Exo Striker wants to see. That's a lot of Hydras here. And you know, the shields have already been toggled for those Immortals, and yeah, that's, as you predicted, Eggs is going to run away with it there. Very well played. Even if Eggs had backed off there, you know, getting those like 10 workers and then just continuing to be that much farther ahead would have been
right.
devastating enough, but able to go in for the kill. Alright, well, GG.
GG.
Let's take a look and see. Let's do this. So it looks like H-Jax and Antis could be going soon. Down in the losers bracket, we also have Rosden versus Arrogant Fire potentially coming up somewhere.
Ooh, H-Jax versus Antis would be fun.
Yeah, I just messaged H-Jax to see if he's playing his game soon.
I don't know how much H-Jax would think it would be fun, but it would be fun to watch at least.
Oh, H-Jax not confident in his ability. They're doing the vetoes right now, and he's saying that Antis is going to wreck him.
Yeah, I got that impression that he might not be that... Because Antis recently 3-0'd Vindicta. So that's saying something about Antis's current form. Like, Antis is one of those players that can be really on top of things, or normal high GM type player, I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, if he recently took out Vindicta, I think that's saying he's up there recently.
We'll get this underway as soon as they finish doing their bans. This is still a best of 1 because we are in the losers bracket. The winner of this game will be going up against Asuna, who I believe, is that who knocked H-Jax down in the first place? Let's find out. No, H-Jax lost to Justice Simon. PvP. I know he said he wasn't super excited about playing that PvP.
Interesting. Okay. I feel like they're pretty evenly matched, so...
Mm-hmm. while we wait on this, I'm going to try to do some of this aim booster challenge business here. Let me make sure, actually, let me check before I start a new one that I have my 30-second one claimed. Yeah, okay, cool. Got that screenshot. Let's play again here. Oh, I missed there. I just realized my screen is set up to show StarCraft and not my screen, so after I finish. Only 25 seconds that time. Bwomp.
It's okay.
Hopefully they'll be starting up soon. And actually, while we wait, here's a better thing for me to do. I'm going to go grab another glass of water. I will be right back. Guess while we're here, we can do this. We can pull things over. Okay, well, that's not great. We should probably hide that stuff too. I need to get the overlay to match up with the follower, subscriber, and cheer stuff from the actual Alpha X stream. Alright, looks like we'll be starting in 3 minutes. Let's do this. I will see if I can run. Let's see if I can get the aim booster going. Let's see. Take 3 minutes here. Boop. Let's hide a couple other things. Like that. All right. You said you've been getting up to 20 seconds ish. Is your?
I don't know. I haven't even tried it since the most recent challenge.
Oh my god, I'm doing so terribly on this one. Oh my god, that was like atrociously bad. Okay. Oh gosh, this oh my god. I'm like barely breaking 10 now. Again. Good way to
It's the pressure.
Yeah. You know, everyone in the world is watching me right now. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Oh, we got a game. We're gonna let that.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Wait, if I Alt-Tab, it stops? Oh, it pauses. Oh, that's convenient. Alright, we'll come back to that later. Let's go ahead and switch back over to our casting overlay here. So PvZ, we'll see what Antis and HJax have in store for us. I like Ephemeron. I think it's one of my favorite PvZ maps. Not just for cannon rushing, but I don't know. It's just a strong.
I think most people consider it a fair map in general.
Mm-hmm.
You see some people don't like it for one reason or another, but you don't get like it's not like vetoed in the droves like say Zen.
Sure.
Or sleepers for that matter.
Yeah. Well, starting in the bottom right corner, our pink, we call it, Protoss, HJax.
Yep.
And in the top left, our blue Zerg, Antis.
Are you able to hear the dog?
We can hear the dog yipping a little bit.
Okay.
It just stopped though. Oh no, it's back.
Let me see if I can do something about that.
All right, sounds good. In any case, looks like normal game so far. We'll see the gateway coming down pretty soon here, I think. And there it is. Right on time with the Gate Scout following. Hatch first from our Zerg player. Economy slightly favoring the Protoss, but that's just because of Chrono Boost, and that's exactly how most games start off. Looks like we're going to go ahead and see that 20 Nexus coming out. And at the same time, we have the probe scouting, making sure there's nothing too crazy. He sees the spawning pool go down, only one gas, so everything exactly where he would expect it to be. Core coming out momentarily, I would imagine, once we hit 150. And drop. There it is. Blocking the third over here, or at least patrolling to see if the third's going to be taken. No larva stored up, so, I mean, not no larva, but it's not like you know, we're waiting for this pool to finish. We're going to see a bunch of lings stream out or anything. So I'm guessing that Antis might try to go take this in a moment. Maybe make a couple lings help shoot the probe away. Queen's coming down. Yeah, there's the 4 lings starting up.
This pylon is tucked away in the back, kind of, or something sneaky, maybe?
Yeah, we'll see what comes down, and it's the Twilight Council.
Okay, so this looks kind of DT drop-ish.
A little bit, because there's no other reason to really try to hide that Twilight Council. You know, he'll probably show the robo at the front or something. Probe being shoot away by those lings, and the drone coming to take that third. Stalker kind of poking the Overlord, saying, nope, you gotta stay in your little hidey hole. Look at this little cute space cow. Pro should get home just fine. And they're all walking through the Stalker friend. The Adept popping out as well. So Twilight is done. Nothing started out of it, and yeah, there goes the robot. So I think you're right. I think we're going to see this Dark Shrine pretty soon here.
Oh,
a lot of lings
okay.
on the map though. Oh, Glaives,
Actually going to be
Glaives, yeah.
Yeah. So Zest was doing this. Hearthstone also has his own iteration, so I'm not sure which of those
we'll see.
We're looking at. Based on the positioning, I'm more inclined to guess the Hearthstone one, but it's anyone's guess, really.
Yeah. I guess we probably could have ruled the DTs out when we didn't see those 2 gases at the natural taken immediately. They are going down now, but I think that's just so we can continue getting upgrades and making the tech units.
Yeah. It may also be to get DTs later, since, like, when you're the Zerg player defending Gladeps, defending DTs later is, like, not always easy, because you make all these roaches, and you're just, like, focused on shades, and so spore crawlers aren't necessarily a priority.
Yep. Layers coming down, it'll be done soon. Those 4 adepts getting loaded up into the warp prism. Now, what is our gateway count at right now? I only see 4, and there's the Dark Shrine.
Yeah, so Zest did this one. He did it both with the Dark Shrine at this time, and then also just without a Dark Shrine. But I think this is. He beat. I want to say. Did he play before Cyril? I don't remember now. But I do think this is a very good map for Gladept builds in general, because of the distance from the natural to the third.
That's certainly true. And this is a lot of adepts. Now the question is he going to let those finish?
I think now that the roaches are there, he has to.
I think so. Getting quite a bit of damage done here. Sending the shades out, slowly walking back, getting 9, 10, 11. Did he get a 12? Not quite. And he might be able to kill this queen. Oh, he's certainly going to kill this queen off. And there's a lot of damage done to this hatchery already as well.
Yeah, he might pick it off, and DTs might be warping in soon as well.
Yep. No spores yet. I mean, our Zerg player is concerned with all of the things going on. There is one overseer with the army. So we'll see if these DTs get much done. They might just try to snipe the hatchery at this point. No,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Walk by, try to get some more
I think
kills.
those two are going to split up and... Oh no, they're just going to the natural?
Yeah,
Okay.
2, but here we go. Yeah, the natural. 2, 4, 6, hack and slash, 5th bop boop, 8.
Wow.
It's a lot getting done. Warp Prism coming in here. Can't quite drop it, but you can drop it on the other side of the hatchery and kill a couple more workers here. If
I think he's going to the main because the army is not in position for that at all.
Yeah.
And
10 workers.
they're moving now, but the Prism can just pick them up and fly to the third. Oh no, there's still army there.
Yeah, there's army at the third. He's going to do a little bit of drop micro here. Get a little bit more damage done. Oh, being very, very annoying with these DTs. If we look at the worker count, it's actually tied right now, and at this point, typically, the 3-base Zerg would like to have a lot more drones.
And he's gotten a Mortal Sentry move out, and he'll have Archons if he wants with this as well, so the follow-up push can be very deadly.
Yeah, it's important to note that even though the Zerg player is up 20 food right now, it's all in roaches, right? And a few lings, and these are mortals with the sentries. If we get some good force fields...
the Antis was able to pick off that morphing Archon, so that's something.
Yep.
Third is going down behind all of this for H-Jax, but I think he wants to get more damage for sure with that.
Exactly, yeah. His army's on the other side of the map, so I think that's his plan. He can just force field that whole little wall there, and that's what we see. Oh, slightly misclicks, so some lings getting to stream through, and the Ravagers being able to pop a lot of that. And this army, oh, he's going to recall. Unfortunately, that one Immortal is going to be left behind to die. Poor friend, he gave his life for Ire. And now we've got the exact opposite. Antis is going to push across the map. He's got quite a scary army here. Able to pick off a few units during the recall. I don't think this third base is going to stay up.
No. It looked really nice for a second for H-Jax, but the Ravager count was just so high. Yeah. So the force fields did very little. And,
Cancel? There it is. Yeah, I think if H-Jax had pushed maybe 10 seconds sooner, all those Ravagers still would have been roaches and eggs. And he could have gotten a lot more damage done, probably killed that hatchery. I mean, it's sitting here at 300 health. It certainly could have been sniped if the Ravagers weren't there to break the force fields down. H-Jax going for the unconventional third. We've still got a bunch of adepts in this prism that's flying around the map.
It's scouted too. Pretty early on the scout.
4 queens are going to be able to pick off. These adepts should die shortly as well. Not even being able to land on the shade. Hopefully these other shades get cancelled. Yeah. So I think this is definitely looking really scary for our Protoss player at this point. I think he had a lead at the beginning, but with that push, I think it started slipping away a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the game's nowhere near being done, but I think the next fight will probably determine how the pace of the game is going to go for a minute. Another cancel here. He's going to lose that probe, so if he wants something, he's going to have to walk it all the way across.
I don't know. The supply is quite an disparity at this point.
Yeah.
He's getting shield batteries, and I mean, we know how good shield batteries are and disruptors, but I don't know about this.
The comeback unit of the century, we're going to need some huge, huge hits from these disruptors.
I guess the DTs got cleaned up. Question
They
mark?
did. Yeah, they walked over. He tried to recall them as well, so recall is on cooldown. Although I don't think he's going to be trying to use recall anytime in the near future. Armor getting split up here. Oh, and we'll see. Oh, these naked shield batteries are certainly just going to fall here. One goes down. Second one going to die. Oh, maybe not. Okay, some good force fields, but those rocks are going to fall down, so, you know, Antis doesn't really care about those 2 force fields. This Baneling bust, not bust, but the Baneling's coming in. Oh, okay, some good focus firing by the Adepts. The HX is just kind of surrounded at this point. Ooh, and those Immortals eating all of those vials. One Disruptor goes down, the other one's about to die as well, and I think this might be the end here. Good game. I think HX had a good opening and put the Zerg kind of on the back foot, but that Immortal push didn't quite do the damage he was looking for.
Yeah.
Causing him to fall a little bit behind. Let's take a look at what is up in the bracket here. So mainstream is covering that Masa Vindictive game. Cuddlebear and Art. How are they doing? Are they in game right now? Art is in game, so we can see.
I think so.
Oh, they just finished. Unsure. Art just went offline, so that might have just actually been marking the end of the Cuddlebear Art series.
Is Cuddle still here?
Let's take a look. I don't see Cuddle in...
They went to EU.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Since it's alternating servers. We could jump over to EU if we want to catch that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
But they may have already started. I guess we'll find out when we get there.
Yeah. Slash ALPX slash join. See them in here.
Yeah, I think we missed the
I
train.
think we missed. Alright, let's head back over to NA. We'll see. Antis Asuna should be starting up soon.
Oh, okay. We can catch that then.
Oh, they are in a game. Oh no, did we just
Asuna's not in, so I think Antis is making the lobby. Ah.
Yeah, I just grabbed Antis. Looks like we'll go ahead and try to hop in there. Well, there's the game. Let me climb in there, and I'll make sure that to drag you in as well. You are already. All right, quick turnaround here. We're just following Antis around, you know.
Mm-hmm. Makes life simple.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is another PBZ. So we'll see if Antis goes for the same kind of opening. It was pretty standard. There wasn't anything too crazy that came out of Antis in that first game.
I don't feel like he really got a chance to do anything
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He just had to respond
unusual.
to what HJack's
Right.
putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, starting in the top left, the Zerg hero that we have been following, this is Antis. And in the bottom right, our purple Protoss player, Asuna. So again, nothing too crazy coming out of these players. Doing relatively standard things.
Are you sure?
Well,
Oh yeah.
there's the gateway. I guess he could have thrown, a forge on the low ground or something. I haven't seen that in a very long time, though. I think since shield batteries came to the game, forge, fast expand / maybe you can cannon rush kind of thing is fallen out of favor.
I think Gateforge has gained some resurgence.
That is true, and I mean that's exactly how the first game went to Zest in the ESL.
Yeah,
Catavice.
I would say Gateforge doesn't have to be high ground. Like,
And that is exactly what we're seeing here.
oh, that's ironic.
We're just that good at predicting how the game is going to go. And here comes it. I think this is actually...
that was a really good reference on your point, too.
Because this is exactly the matchup in the map that Zest did it on.
Yeah, and the exact same pylon location.
Yeah, 100%. So, looks like we're not the only ones that we're watching.
Yeah.
And we'll see what goes down here. Cannon coming down.
Okay, I like this. He's identified that pylon is under threat, so he's going to put his cannon here so he can enforce with...
Putting his core down. He already has another core, so that's an interesting choice. I guess the core has a little bit more health than a gateway, so the plan is to kind of protect that. Makes another cannon there, and he's going to have to make another pylon here real quick, or something, anything. Well, okay, I guess not. This cannon is going to finish here. And he does have his other probe that he can pull on over.
He doesn't have space to drop a robo at the moment, which I think is the agenda.
Yeah.
But,
oh, okay. Well, he does have 2 cannons here, though. So, if he focus fires with those cannons, he should be able to kill it well. Okay, one does drop pretty fast here. Getting a little bit of damage done. Forcing a lot of lings, killing a couple of workers. Oh.
He takes his expansion. His tech is ready to go. Like, he can drop a Stargate, so...
Need def follow-up happening here.
He's not...
Go ahead.
Opting for this Stargate at the moment. He doesn't have the minerals, but he wanted a second Adept instead of a Stargate. So that's curious. I feel like I would have gotten the Stargate, but we'll see. He may not want to go Stargate as just a concept, too. Like, I think it's traditional when you go for Gateforge, if you don't establish the robo, to then go Stargate. But there's nothing that says you must go Stargate, you know?
Yeah, and it looks like he's kind of opting at this point to go for that gateway tech, throwing down the Twilight Council. We'll see if it's a Glaives or Blink. Here comes the robo, so I would not be surprised if we saw kind of that Glaives follow up with a Prism.
He could even get +1 armor with this if he wanted.
Yeah, +1 armor does help, makes the Roaches take 1 more shot to kill Adepts, correct?
Yeah.
+1 attack, actually, interesting. So that makes me think it's probably not going to be the Glaive Adept. Maybe he goes for charge. Yep, there it is, charge. So that +1 attack makes it so the Zealots will slice down those Zerglings in 2 hits. And he's almost completely off of gas, actually. If we look, he only has one probe on here, so I think he's going to make a big push with a bunch of gateways and a Warp Prism, and it's just going to be like a big Zealot all-in.
Yeah, this is kind of reminiscent of Haas versus anyone at Valencia. No, not Valencia. Austin? Wait. Was it Valencia or was it us? I don't remember.
remember, but yeah.
It was sometime in the past, way back when. I would say like the first resurgence of cannons in the modern Latvi era.
Yeah.
Posing.
We're up to 8 gateways at this point, though, and we'll have to see if the Zerg player sees this warp prism. He's going to use the prism with the stalkers, yeah, to kind of kill this overlord.
Nice,
Once this overlord is dead, I think he'll go ahead and start going. Oh. Alright, he's starting to go across. Those adepts are there. A couple zealots already walking. Zergling does see this, but they don't see those units walking across. If we look at the production tab, some roaches coming up here. Which the roaches will help against the zealots, but I mean, we're going to have a lot of units streaming out very shortly here. 8 gateways completed. And the Zerg player sees how many units warping in at once and knows, okay, we got some trouble coming.
Gonna jump on that spine crawler.
Yeah, immediately following before any transfuses can go down.
Oh, that's a nice stroke.
Yeah, it's good. I would love to see the prism being used to like elevator some units up there, but I think he actually can just break through. He's setting up here so that he can warp in on the high ground and low ground. All the Zerg units dying very fast as they get surrounded by these +1 zealots, and Stalkers doing the extra damage against the roaches.
Yeah, having the extra Stalkers is really nice. It's like almost an immortal in some senses.
Oh, for sure. More zealots continuing to be warped in, and good hold position microing there with these drones to try to keep these zealots from hitting the roaches. I would love for those stalkers to get over because there's and that is going to be the game. Very strong 8-gate all-in coming out of the Protoss player, and I really do like that as a follow-up to that Forge opening. So that game is going to go to Asuna.
It's a little retro, but I think the +1 attack definitely gives it some play still.
Yes, yeah, for sure. How do you feel about the most recent charge change? I can't say that I have been heavily impacted by it.
I think specifically in PvZ, without having any upgrades on the charge slots, they're kind of limp, shall we say?
Yeah, because they don't do that impact damage.
Yeah, but for PvT, I don't think there's been any real impact. Like, the meta was never based around charge slot timings.
Yeah.
It was more based on, like, getting blink and then charge. So, by that game state, you already have blink, you already have +1, so, like, Like, did you really change anything?
Yeah, for sure. Let's find out. I just asked Asuna if we could follow them. And Asuna's asking if we are an admin in the challenge thing. I'm wondering if there's some sort of entry that...
I can get it. What is it?
I don't know. I asked what the issue is. I will let Asuna know that you are... you have the admin privileges. Oh, Art put the wrong score in. 2-1 instead of 2-0. Okay.
Okay, I'll go find it. Where did they play?
Art
versus
Anna, you said? Let's find out. I'm guessing, since that's what. Let's see. Art Asuna. Yeah, 2. Yeah. Looks like it's game 53. And so it should have been 2-1 instead of 2-0. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Cool.
It doesn't seem to be cooperating.
I see, interestingly enough, I see in there that it's now like listed as 2-1, but it hasn't like updated.
Okay.
Right, like if I
Well,
hover over it, I see 2-1, but then like the score thing on the right, maybe I need to refresh.
hmm. I guess Art versus a Vindicta. I mean, Asuna versus Vindicta is next.
That should be the next game, I believe, if we're following Asuna. It'll be Asuna versus Vindictive in the quarterfinals for the losers bracket.
Yeah, I don't know. I entered it, and then it's like, start.
Yeah. Well, like Interesting. Wait, let me check on something. Maybe you have to say which map it was, because right now it's like saying that of the. I'm just looking at like other games. Like if you go right above to Vindicta versus Eggs, it's a 2-1 score, but it's it shows 1, then like 0-1, and then 0-1-0. Whereas here we've got 2 and then a 1 instead of like. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So you might have to click on match 1 went to this player, match 2 went to this player, etc.
Yeah, I found it now.
Cool.
I wasn't able to get it from my phone. I have to do that from my computer.
Ah.
1 second.
Yeah. So you should be getting into this next game pretty soon.
There we go.
All right, let me refresh. Art versus Suna. Boom. Wonderful. Thank you for taking care of that. All right. So I see Vindictive is online, but I don't know if they're maybe they're still doing their bans. Try to cover Art versus Cuddles. Let's take a look and see how they're doing. While we wait here, because it doesn't look like mainstream is covering that one, so it's a good point.
That was old. We tried to get into Art versus Cuddles, but they had jumped to EU.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So they finished game 1. That's going in favor of Art. And yeah, going against Art first round, or in the second round, and then getting paired up against H-Jax right after that was kind of rough. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some tea.
Sounds good. We're still waiting for this game to get made, so you got a little bit of time. Oh, actually, it looks like the lobby is there.
Oh, Kozan's here.
Oh, apparently they started the game. Oh, okay. So is Kozan streaming on one of the others?
Yeah, I think he's on mainstream. I am confuzzled. What just happened? Where did... Someone went bye-bye. I don't know.
Let's find out. Let's check this
Oh,
out.
what? Why am I host?
Oh, they, you know, you never really know. All right.
Okay, well, I will get the tea now.
Sounds like a plan. Okay. Another PvT on Nightshade. Starting in the bottom right corner, our red Terran player, we have Vindicta. And in the top left, our purple Protoss, we have Asuna. So already we're seeing two SCVs coming across the map, so we are going to see a proxy 2-Rax. It will come down to how well Asuna holds this. Pylon is high ground, instead of trying to go for a low ground thing. Although typically walling at the front is more useful versus a Zerg player than a Terran. This probe is going to walk out, not quite come in range to see this. Currently only one Rax, and the second Rax is about to start, and there it goes. Now this probe will know what's up when he gets here and sees just the supply depot. We will have to check the rest of the base to make sure. Some Terrans are sneaky and they try to hide their structures in the back corner, just to fake you out a little bit. Pylon going down so you can see what's at the front the entire time. Checking his base to see if there's a bunker. And looking around the edges. Core going down. Will he start the Zealot? Zealot is started. He does recognize, okay, there's a proxy on our hands. It is a proxy with a gas. And he does see that the CC is starting to go down. Oh, dropping a gateway here. I really like this because currently there's no production at home. The Zealot should finish up and should be able to keep this bunker from establishing. But the first Marine is walking up.
You walk away.
You walk
And
away and a
this
2-Rax starts. So the Zealot's going to make sure that this bunker doesn't get established here. Stalker starting, 2 shield batteries. And across the map, gateway and shield battery coming down. So there's no production at home. And it looks like no sign of Marines trying to walk home. The Zealot's going to walk across the map. The Stalker will finish up and should be able to kill this SCV. But instead he's actually going to go for the Marines. He does have to keep the Stalker alive. Oh dear.
Wow. Shield batteries do finish.
Oh,
But,
so close. Oh, but he does get the SCV barely.
Yeah, barely stops that bunker.
I think this bunker is at 100%, but it does finish there. Another
He
SCV
should
getting
have
pulled.
kept his probes there for a half second longer.
Yeah, had they been circling it, would have stopped. Alright, well the bunker is going to go down. There is no follow-up SCV here. And a Stalker finishing at the Terran base as well with 3 shield batteries on the way there. So I think the Protoss player is going to walk away, and sure enough, Vindicta taps out. Great response by Asuna. Like I said, I really like dropping the gateway at the far side. And that makes a lot of sense. As soon as he saw that there wasn't a gateway at home, he immediately threw down that pylon, knowing, hey, I can either make my production structure here or I can make it at home, and if it's here, I can be attacking him, and he has nothing to defend it. So
That was a very unique reaction.
it is, but I think, looking
It's
at
kind
it,
of SOS was doing something in this vein when Maru was on his proxy craze, where he would use a 14 scout and put the pylon kind of to block the wall, but I don't think it ever developed all the way to that for one reason or another. I'm not sure.
Makes sense. So Asuna continuing to advance. We'll just follow Asuna around. Looks like Cuddlebear did lose that game against Art earlier. Is Art Masa? Doesn't look like Art is in. Let's see if Art Masa needs someone to cover it.
That one should be waiting for Kozan. I'm not certain. What's the status on Cuddle versus Eggs? Do we know?
Unclear. Looking in here, Eggs looks available.
I guess message one of them and find out.
Yeah, I just messaged Eggs. Because the winner of that will go back and we'll get to follow Asuna a little bit more.
Yeah.
Alright, looks like they're getting ready to start. So I'll see. I just asked if StreamB could cover their match.
There we go.
Did you get one? Can you send me a reference?
Yes.
All right. So we got a TVZ here. I think we were watching Eggs a little bit earlier. I'm trying to remember what match that was. But I believe that was also a TVZ. Or was that the...
I think we saw it versus Vindicta.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds right.
And he went for mutas the first two games.
Yep.
And then the third game was proxy, so...
Yeah, it's a little wonky.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We will see if Eggs goes for the mutas again. If he does, it'll be interesting to see. I felt like the second game was much faster. He took that gas a little bit earlier and was able to get those mutas out and start applying pressure before he took any damage. So we'll see what he opts for this time.
Yeah. I've never seen Puddle go for the proxy, so...
Yeah. Well, in the bottom right, we have our yellow Zerg player, Eggs. And in the top left, our green Terran player, Cuddlebear, having just dropped down from the winner's bracket. So far, everything relatively normal. Hatchery coming down shortly. So you said Cuddlebear typically isn't the type to go for those proxy Rexes. What do you?
Yeah, he's a little bit more standard than Vindicta. Just if we're comparing the two, since we've seen both of them play eggs, right?
Correct. I think that's a good baseline.
Or at least we will be seeing him play eggs in a sense.
Sure.
Like he is currently playing.
Reaper first. So again, not too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I think. Also, trying to think what else I've seen Cuddle do. He's had some interesting builds that are like a little bit off meta, where he's playing a certain kind of greed, but you really only see them in, I guess, tournaments, which this is one, obviously.
Yeah. This is a best of one, so it'll be interesting to see what the decision is, and a best of three.
Right.
You're going to play a little bit differently than a best of one.
I feel like Cuddle is not the type of player to gamble on a best of one. You definitely have those players. Like, we just saw Vindicta gamble on that last best of one, and it didn't really pan out for him.
Ling's doing a good job of holding the Reaper off until the Queen pops. One Ling does go down, but that's not really anything of import. Okay, take it back. Losing a couple more. Oh, this Reaper.
Ooh. He thought about.
He thought about diving. Yeah. But decides better of it and walks away with the 3 Ling kills instead.
Yeah, he does have the SCV block on the 3rd at the moment, but we're seeing that fast lair again, and a single gas being added. But,
So yeah, because he doesn't have the gas at the natural, I feel like this is going to be, if it is Mutas, it's going to be that slower variation that we saw that first game between Vindictive and Eggs.
Well, the lair is so fast.
That's true.
So, I don't know. I'm more inclined to think this is something entirely different.
I think you're right. I have to agree, because even if he throws down a Spire right here, but he doesn't have Roach, so if he's going for a Nidus, it's going to be a Ling Nidus. It's not going to be a Roach.
He's very bent on. Oh, he thought about the Spire.
Oh yeah.
If you saw it, but
yeah, it looks like he held off because he knew that this Hellion and Reaper shenaniganery was coming in. So Cuddlebear does
I guess it is going to be like game 2, kind of. He just is missing some gas, a good bit of gas.
At the natural, we got a bunch of drones falling down to these Hellions as the Queens had to go to the main to clean up that Reaper. We're at 12, probably going to be another down to 14. Oh, line them up. Ooh. Looks like it is finally.
Okay, well, this is a nice block.
Yeah.
But this block was way too late. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, canceling that Spire and going for the Nidus.
Okay.
I'm excited to see this battle cruiser that just started pop out and how it'll do, because I feel like Lings aren't the best versus battle cruisers.
Yeah, I have seen Cuddle go for this.
Well, okay, but the Lings have gotten in, and they are surrounding those Marines. There's no bunker for them to hide in, so we've got a little bit of a problem here. That wall at the top of the ramp probably needs to get raised, and these SCVs need to get pulled to start attacking. Okay.
Land the Viking.
Start shooting, but it needs to, lift off again. I mean, that Viking could fight if it, yeah, exactly, if he starts hopping around. So, Overseer coming in. The Nidus is done. We do have 5 Roaches in production, plus those Lings. We got 3 Queens and a bunch of drones, so I feel like we're going to see the Nidus come out. A couple Spines immediately drop, and I don't know if this one Hellion is going to be enough to stop this. Okay, we got 2 Hellions here.
No, but the battle cruiser will be out.
The battle cruiser will come. And the Queens, the 3 Queens, will start wailing on this. And those Roaches coming out. Repair started immediately. Some transfuses, maybe. Yeah, good transfuse, good second transfuse. Getting a fair bit of damage here. those roaches need to be pulled back in hold position or something.
Another Nidus pops. More queens come out.
Yep. The repair doing a really good job of keeping that battlecruiser alive, but 14 SCVs have already fallen, so this is doing just as much damage back to the Terran and Berserk. I mean, we've already
Three spore crawlers have started too, so he needs to clean this up before those spores complete, or else he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, this is already brutal damage, but like, if those spores, well, there's no more creep, and there's no creep tumor, so...
Yeah, if he had an Overlord to fly in there, he could drop some creep, but there are no Overlords on this side of the map.
Oh, well, okay.
Night will still pop up.
Right. Spore crawlers provide vision, therefore...
It doesn't look like, this, one battlecruiser, is he going to get the queens out in time? No queens are able to hop out.
Okay.
I feel like this is
Holds
just
on, but it's going to for now.
Yeah, throwing away money here, I think. A little bit greedy to make this. And we do have a tactical jump with 2 battlecruisers coming into the main. And there's nothing at home to kill these. I mean, the spores have just started at home, and that's going to be game. GG.
Wow, that was so
very well held.
The entire game.
It tilted back and forth from one player to the next. We will have Asuna versus Cuddlebear up next.
Cool.
I will see. What's going down?
Just messaging Cuddle.
Oh, nice. Well, we'll wait for those players. Looks like Asuna was away, but has now come back.
Have you ever watched Cuddle stream?
I haven't actually. I should go follow Cuddle. I'm assuming it's entertaining.
Yeah. So there was this one time I was watching his stream, and like his TVP on stream is very like he scouts more so when he's streaming than in tournaments. I think he's just playing safe.
Sure.
Because it's ladder. You know how it is.
Yeah.
In any case, he was playing this person on EU, and he identified between his scouting that there was going to be this prism drop of some sort. I don't remember what was supposed to be in the prism.
Mm-hmm.
So he looks at where the robo is, and he lines up its flight path to his base, and he moves his mine and marine out into the center of the map, and pushes with his marines, pushes the prism into the mine.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty next level.
Yeah. Like, you don't even remember what was in the...
Yeah, no, it didn't matter, because the mine blew it up. That's pretty awesome.
Like, he literally just downloaded the flight path and said, okay.
Yep, this is where it's coming in. Interesting. I guess that's one argument for rallying the prism's movement so that it skirts around the edge of the map and doesn't just fly across. But every time you do that, you slow down your prism's movement and arrival at the base. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a battle of awareness thing, I feel.
Oh, 100%. Because I mean, I'm sure that the Terran player, or excuse me, the Protoss player, could have seen the line and then re-pulled the prism back, but at that point he's been kind of trapped and probably starting to take hull damage from the Marines.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
have to be careful.
Like, at the very least, he was guaranteed to get some damage on that prism. But the whole trap and bait into the mine was beautiful.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a clip I need to go find. I think they're still figuring out the bans. Looks like mainstream is covering the winners finals here, and that's going to be Masa versus Art. Which again, I don't feel too bad about losing to Art earlier in the tournament. Guess I kind of have to root for Art at this point.
Art has a number of MVP wins.
Nice. Okay. Suna is in a lobby. Bippity boppity boo.
Oh. What happened?
I think we're both in Asuna's lobby here.
Well, Cuddle was here, but...
there we go. And Cuddle's back.
Excellent.
Alright, all is right in the world. We have our Protoss player, we have our Terran player, and we have our map. So this is the Alpha X MVP Cup for February. We are currently in the losers bracket semifinals. The winner of this game will go on to play the loser of the winners bracket finals, which is currently happening on the mainstream. That match is, of course, Art versus Masa. So this best of one will go on to a best of three against the loser of that match.
Yup.
Alright, starting in the bottom right corner, we have our purple Protoss player, Asuna. And in the top left of the map, we have our green Terran player, Cuddlebear. I like purple and green. It's good colors. Very distinct.
Oh. Have you ever casted a ZVZ in which the players have almost identical colors?
Oh my gosh, I have not, but I can only imagine how insanely difficult it can be to try to be calling out what's happening with what Banes and whose lings are doing what. Just pure and utter
yes,
chaos.
exactly the problem.
Yeah, that's easily seeable. A little bit of banter between the players here, Asuna and Cuddle. Cuddle asking Asuna not to cheese, and Asuna responding saying, "I'm not that kind of guy. You can trust me."
I feel like Cuddle is being a little bit sarcastic there.
Probe coming in and tasing Steve the SCV here.
Oh. So the SCV is named Steve and the Marine is named Steve.
Oh, this was Steve Jr. My apologies. The Marine's son.
Okay. I see, okay.
Yeah, that Marine did not make it out of the war that occurred previously. But the family name will live on.
I see.
Steve is a surname as well.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Makes more sense when you understand that context.
Right. So, SCV coming back in for this scout.
Sees everything's pretty normal. There's a little, the gas is, double gas, a little faster, but nothing too crazy. Adept coming out, and the Reaper will be in here soon. Adept should be able to shoo the Reaper away. Always great to see our players putting back on gas. That happens to me so much where I'll like, pull and I'll be like so proud of myself that I kept all of my workers alive and I didn't lose anything, and then, 30 seconds later I'm like, wait, why don't I have any gas? Will this Reaper see the Twilight Council? I think not. I think the sentry being on the high ground is enough to keep that information. Oh, unless he goes back in.
Adept Sentry is more common of the Twilight opener, though, so he may be thinking about it, even though he hasn't gotten that actual confirmation.
That is certainly true. Reaper does go down without being able to confirm what the tech is. I think you're right, but it's a little bit of tell there.
Hallucinated Phoenix coming out, and second gateway. Should see a Robo in the next 20 seconds, I would say. And,
Adept is moving across the map. We'll have to shade and try to flee with this little friend.
we do see a mine waddling out and a medevac coming behind all of this.
I missed it. Why did the CC lift off there? Was it just misplaced when he first built it?
Yes, that's correct. It was blocked when he placed it, so he had to reposition at some point. Hellion,
nice. He doesn't quite get the probe kill, but he is able to delay that third Nexus ever so slightly.
Yeah. Actually, he got his third before his Robo, so this is kind of almost SOS-esque, I would say. And like SOS, sometimes he just is like, who needs a Robo?
We do have the two mines inside of the dropship boosting in here now. Let's see how quickly will Asuna react. He does pull those quite quick, and does the appropriate send one worker to blow up each of the things. So only losing those two probes.
Double Forge coming down behind all of this.
As well as Blink finishing up.
Yeah, just really powering into that mid-game is Asuna.
Interesting. Immediately starting charge. The medevac hasn't left, and we actually only have, well, I guess we've got two Stalkers here now. With Blink Finish, he can also trigger those mines without losing anything. And let's see. The Hallucinated Phoenix is going to allow these Stalkers to blink up in. And he is going for workers. I was wondering if he was going to go for workers or if he was going to go for add-ons. But
with only 4 of them, workers definitely makes more sense. Blinks right back out.
And the mine's coming and they're back in. Will these Stalkers... Oh, he's not paying attention. Okay, he does get the blink.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
That could have been scary.
Yeah, if he had not been watching, could have lost all of the workers to the other mine. Very, very good try by Cuddlebay there.
And he still has one mine, and it is tucked in that medevac hiding.
It is pretty red. It takes one shot, I think, from a Stalker would be enough to finish it off.
Yeah, I think he's going to send it in when this push is hitting the third.
Yes, while Asuna is distracted.
As it is, the worker count has gotten to a very respectable level. 1-1 will be finished by the time this actually hits. The Stalkers are aware of this move out. So Asuna has all the information he needs.
Oh, here comes that mine. Oh, okay. Good reaction. Getting 1-1.
This allows him to push up the center with his main force a lot easier. And
this is unfortunate timing for Cuddlebay. Charge just finished. +1 armor is also +1 armor and attack also finishing. Oh, good mine shot. Actually, this bio failed with quite a bit.
Wow. Really good attention from Asuna to pull off the 2 zealots to take the mine shots.
I really like that. This poor Adept here getting F2 keyed. Oh, he did not even see the drop coming in from the top. it looks like it does get cleaned up, and with the Immortals and Stalkers and Zealots, I think this other force is probably not long for this world as well. Really good, just like hold all around. You know, very few workers. I think it at most 1 or 2 lost that whole conflict, and now as soon as actually going to push across the map. Oh, well, maybe not. I don't think that he's aware that this bio force is here. Prism is going across with 4
Oh, look,
charge
that
left.
mine. Burrow!
The mine coming in. Oh, almost dying there. And at the same time, another mine dropping into the mineral line at the 3rd. Really good split again. Just making it so that those mines are getting 1 zealot at a time.
There's still the one.
And the one, 12 probes have gone down. That mine and medevac finally picked off. But despite the 12 probes, Asuna's still in the lead, 56 to 48 workers.
I think Cuddle needed to get that damage, but
was it enough?
I'm not so sure about that. Essentially, Asuna took a small risk in skipping the Robo for so long, but he was able to get 1-1, and he'll have 2-1 momentarily. And he has his Blink, he has his Charge, he has the Prism to harass. He has all the tools he could want for a gateway-based mid-game.
And he traded 1 Zealot for 8 SCVs there, so widening that econ gap even farther. 3rd base finally taken here.
But Protoss is finishing their 4th, and I feel like Ghosts may not cut it here.
Yeah, while this push is happening, a bunch of Zealots, not bunch, but 3 doing a little drive-by shooting. Okay. How will these mine hits connect?
They weren't great.
They were not great. Going down, hitting the Immortal. And the Immortal barely survives. 15 health. Not going to be alive much longer.
Gets the Immortal at least, but there's just so many Zealots here right now.
Yeah, well, and he lost 6 more workers at home before the Ghosts were finally able to clear up that run-by. So the econ is definitely going down. We do have the EMP radius upgrade coming out.
The thing is, it was scouted, so he, instead of going into Storm, he just gets the double Colossus production.
Yes.
And I don't think that's what Cuddle wants right now. He is getting double Liberators, so that can help, and he does have some Marauders, so it's not like he has no tools for Colossi, but maybe he wanted another Starport instead.
Yeah. Well, and with the Thermal Lance coming down, I mean, it looks like by the time the push comes over here, if Chrono Boosts go down, we probably will have that extended Thermal Lance. And Asuna keeping Cuddle Bear at home just by streaming, 2-3 Zealots across the map at a time.
Yeah, he's starting his 4th base as well, so, he's progressing the game into something favorable later on, but I'm not sure how he's going to get there.
Yeah.
He's taking good fights, all things considered. So it's not like the game is over by any means.
Oh, for sure.
I'm a little worried for our Green Terran.
Yeah, great EMPs there. No shields on any of the army. Maybe 2 Stalkers have shields. But there's just 3 Colossi here.
Fantastic position for this fight.
Really
Using
good
the high
job.
ground, he's off, but unfortunately is not able to pick off that last Colossus, and the Blink Stalkers do retaliate.
This Warp Prism is going to escape, actually, surprisingly. Well, I may have spoken too soon, and it goes down. But the counter push is coming up here.
I think he's going to be okay for it. He has some Vikings. and there's only one Colossus left, so
Oh,
Asuna
okay.
wisely backing off.
18 workers falling somehow. There must have been a mine drop that I missed. Perhaps it looks like in the main.
Yeah.
'Cause there are currently no workers falling there. But GameHeart Mod has our back in terms of letting us know that that kind of stuff is happening.
I think it was made without GameHeart. Unfortunate.
Well, no, I actually, that's how I was alerted to it. I saw the.
Oh, you
tab
saw
on
it?
Yeah, well, I saw the tab on the left, so.
Okay, I did.
Yeah, that was that was how I noticed that I should be looking for the workers falling. I think this one stalker was able to kill the medevac, perhaps. It's got one kill on it, so. Or maybe the mine and then the medevac got out. Unclear.
Picking off some stray zealots.
Yeah, the zealots were being used for vision so that the Protoss player would know when the Terran player
And
was
with
moving.
that backstab from earlier, Cuddle has maneuvered his way into supply lead. And now I think he has a window if he can get a good fight.
Good focus fire
Vikings
taking
are
all the
chipped
Vikings.
away.
Yeah,
I
needs to save these Colossi. Well, good work, especially with the reinforcing zealots coming up. Good hold by
There are a
Asuna.
lot of shield batteries just behind all of this. So
Yeah.
while fighting at the ramp ain't great, when he retreats, he has a very strong defender's advantage.
Okay, mine does go off, taking a bunch of those zealots down to a little bit of health and no shields.
Ooh, he's found some nice positioning with his Colossus and with his Blinkstalker Charge Lot army. Ghost, moving forward, get an EMP off. Hits maybe half the army. Colossus falling at a nice surround.
Oh, and immediately the Vikings are going to snipe that prison, preventing the zealot reinforce.
That may have even been to Asuna's benefit, though.
That's true. That's true. Those units would have just died to the Bio army on the ground.
He's like,
You have
you're gonna
disruptors."
want these minerals at home. Here, let me do you a favor.
So, transitioning off as the Vikings have started coming out, we're moving into Disruptors instead of Colossus.
Okay.
We got 2 completed already. Although 3 Colossus, as I say that, 3 Colossus are coming back in production. Oh, okay. There's one meaty hit from one Disruptor, the other one not really connecting. But all of this Terran bio has just been cleaned up, and the Vikings are down. 3 Colossi still remain, and I think this is, again, tilting back to look kind of favorable. I mean, supply still is in Cuddlebear's lead, but I like the position of the Protoss player, especially as he chases down these medevacs.
Sure, he has some tempo right now, and as he's oscillated back towards the Colossus, Cuddle is kind of regretting landing his Vikings, but I think he has enough to defend.
Yeah, I think both players kind of just trading their armies a little bit here.
Ghost steps up and snipes, or EMPs to ensure the kill.
Supply very much in favor of Cuddlebear at this point, though. And he's moving up to take his 5th base with that command center. It is not an
Very
orbital, so I'm guessing it'll land and become a PF here.
Yeah, I think when the Terran is completing their base ahead of the Protoss, things are looking good for them.
Especially as the Terran just now scouts that base is going down with this Liberator. We'll see if this Liberator actually gets anything done. Liberator was seen.
I like this scan. He's confirming that he knows the exact game state.
Yes, very good to make sure that, like, okay, this isn't a 6th base, this is actually where he's taking his 5th. Little warping up top here, just 3 zealots to come in.
Okay. This is
Recalling.
kind of necessary, I would say.
Yeah, it needs to do something to kind of slow down the Terran. It's gonna get cleaned up. He only got 4 workers. I think these zealots maybe will make it out. If we look at the unit tab, oh, actually, wait, quick second here. We've got DT Blink coming out, that Shadow Strike upgrade coming from Asuna. So we'll see what he tries to do with that. Perhaps some interesting backstabbing. And another scan coming down to confirm that the 6th base has not been taken.
Planetary at the 5th as well, as expected. And he's moving over towards the Protoss's 5th. It seems Asuna is aware of this and is rotating over himself, but he's already quite out of position, so
yeah,
a little late.
To have seen all those workers get pulled much sooner. Much Asuna.
Oh.
There are DTs blinking in here, and they do get that base up here. That DT blink working out for Asuna to snipe the 5th. So players trading and going back. Oh, a lot of Viking shots taking out these Colossi and some good EMPs. Vikings overextending a little bit, running into the Stalkers, but I think the Terran player can just keep on pushing in. All these batteries are getting pretty dry here. One of EMP, good sharp shot. Very back and forth.
He does clear most of the higher tech here, though. The DTs are coming back in to do what they can. They blink on top of the rest of the bio, and that's going to allow him to hold, I think, with the Disruptor. Maybe?
Maybe not. I mean, when I look at the supply right now, I'm seeing Cuddlebear at 140, and Asuna is stuck down here at 70. Oh, not a great Disruptor shot there, only killing one of his own probes.
Yeah, you know, it may not matter whether he holds this, because the next attack is coming up the center, and it's going to be nigh impossible for Asuna to...
yeah, this space is almost certainly dead here. The newly found 5th.
Oh, very nice pickup right as that blink gets there.
Oh, yeah. I like Cuddlebear's position here.
Great split.
Very good, very good. And that is going to be the game. Victory goes to our Terran player, Cuddlebear. Very, very nicely done. And that means... Oh, go ahead.
Things are just looking a little bit shaky for Cuddle after not being able to find any damage off of his opener in the mid game, but as he brought it into the late game, he just seemed to have really good presence on the map and rotation, and just took fantastic fights.
Yeah. Looking at the bracket, Mainstream is currently covering the Masa versus Art game, and then the loser of that will be playing against Cuddlebear. So I think we're at a point here where B-Stream can go ahead and sign off. Mainstream will be able to cover the remaining games because they will be played out sequentially.
Sounds good.
But thank you to the few people who are sticking here with us. Hop on over. We'll go ahead and send that raid to the Mainstream. Let me get this. I don't have permissions for that action. Interesting.
Oh, I can get the raid.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that.
Raid. Alpha X SE.
Oh, wait, here we go. It should be going now. Wait, did you end up getting the raid? Okay, cool. Yeah.
I don't know. One of us did. Someone did.
Someone got it, so.
What one of the